Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm back with more Career Coach Office Hours. Woohoo! I'm back on StreamYard today. I was going to try a different piece of software, but I couldn't figure out how to switch the camera. So I'll try that one next week. But I've got a bunch of questions that I haven't been able to get to. So let me cover a couple of them here, okay? Should I personally know the person who could refer me to the hiring manager, since that person also has a chance to get a referral bonus? Probably I can request that from the people that I do not know. Well, I think what you're saying is, well, the first part's clear. Should I go to people who you know personally? That's always best. It is always best that someone who knows you, who can really attest to you, makes the recommendation. But that's going to be a finite universe. And depending where you are in the world, there's going to be a limited number of people that you know who are going to be able to make introductions to hiring managers that are useful to you. So yes, you have to extend past that. And yes, often those people receive referral bonuses. What are they going to want to know from you? They're going to want to get a sense of your capabilities and may ask you questions to get clearer about that. And the reason is very simply, you're a reflection on them. And if you do badly on interviews, that makes them look bad. So don't be surprised if they ask you questions about your expertise, go into more detail, ask for a copy of the resume that they can submit, and a variety of other things that translate into a pre-interview to the real interview. Next question. What should I do when I call people directly or contact people directly? They say, please apply online. What should I do then? And there's a couple of ways to go about this, and I'll just start off with, I don't know what's happened in your conversation. It could be as simple as they don't really think you're any good or very useful, so they're sending you away to apply online. That is certainly a part of that. If you really are capable of doing the job and you have the right experience, and be honest with yourself, you're not fooling anyone if you're lying to yourself that you can do these jobs and you're not qualified. But if you are qualified, then you flip to them and say, look, I'm happy to do that. I just want to make sure that I have the right background for the role. And if it's the hiring manager that you're talking to, say, look, I'm happy to do that, but this is what my background is. And you go through a couple of things. Can we spend 5 minutes where I get a clearer idea of what you're looking for? Because I don't want to upload my resume and have it go into the black hole any more than you want to do that when you're looking for work. So just give me 5 minutes, please. And if they say, no, just go apply online, that sends a message that you're a commodity. Because if they're busy, they'll say, I'm busy right now. Could you call me back? And thus, what you're trying to do is to move them ahead of their stinking thinking and get them to talk to you. Next question. ZipRecruiter, when you can upload a resume or a cover letter to ZipRecruiter, you have to do it after you do the resume. Should I even bother? Now, with ZipRecruiter, if it's after, it doesn't mean that it's going to be read after. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to submit a cover letter, do it. My preferred way when you're dealing with an applicant tracking system that wants you to upload a cover letter or suggests a cover letter and you don't really think it's going to be read, you make page 1 of your resume the cover letter. And the rest of the resume follows it. But the cover letter has to be special. And the special cover letter is what's called a T letter. Flush left are the skills and requirements of the position. Flush right is how long and how recently you've done that. And think in terms of the skills and requirements, and thus what you've made page 1 is keyword rich. And that gets you through the applicant tracking systems to demonstrate that you have a fit. Only put the ones that you have experience with. Don't put something like that you don't have experience with and then flush right 0. Don't do stuff like that. Just focus on the ones that you do have experience with and move from there. How long do you wait to reach back to a recruiter if you haven't heard from them? In my situation, I had a third round interview last Monday and haven't heard back from them about potential next steps or decisions that they may have made. But I also don't want to put pressure on them. Would you contact them already? Just send them a quick email saying, I haven't heard from you since my third interview last on Monday. Could you give me a sense of the timeline for next steps? Have you heard anything as of yet? What's going on? Bring me up to date. You are entitled to that. If you think that's putting pressure on, that's foolish. All you're doing is asking a question, and that's not pressure. They know how to push back if you're putting on pressure, and that's not pressure. If applying through the I love this one. The ATS doesn't work. Why do I see percentages about getting an interview on Glassdoor of this one company saying applied online 54%, and then it has other categories for lesser amounts? That's real easy. And the reason is not everyone answers these questionnaires. And it's certainly possible with that one company. They are more effective applying online. But it's called the black hole for a reason. You know that. And thus, if you think you can point to an exception and go, aha, see, you're wrong, I'm not wrong. Every other job hunter on the planet knows that applying for a job through the applicant tracking system takes a lot of time and energy and gets few results. You can go apply to that one company. That's great. But what about all the others? Do you want to keep applying to jobs? That's your choice. So I hope you found this helpful. I'll be back next week with more. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. If you've got questions for me, message me at thebiggamehunter@gmail.com. In the subject line, put something to the effect of for career coach office hours, and I'll try and include you in next week's session. Also want to say, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. I've got a ton there that's going to help you, just like I've helped other people. Thousands of videos. Go to jobsearchtv.com. Also, subscribe to No BS Job Search Advice Radio in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen. It's 5 days a week. I put out content that will help you find more work more quickly. Lastly, I hope you have a great day. Oh, forgot one thing. Follow me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great. Take care.